Play there by number 54. Buck, not an uncommon name to the New Canaan football program through the years. Connor Buck was a heck of a player for the Rams.
I was a sophomore when he was a senior. He scared the GGs out of me.
He was a big boy.
He was a big man, very big guy. Fast too. He was a perfect combination of speed and size.
Connor Buck playing football at Colgate in upstate New York. Here's Hancock out of the gun.
Oh, they tried to go screen there.
Gets it to Kirby, and he is brought down by a pack of New Canaan defenders behind the line of scrimmage.
Very well. They read that very well. You're taught from a young age. If you're not blocked, something's up. And New Canaan read that perfectly.
So the Darien offense had a little bit of momentum, get it inside the 25-yard line, but that New Canaan defense
Yeah, and again, it started with that attempted run play where they got stuffed. Hancock got sacked. At that point, the drive was pretty much up in the air, and right there again, they tried to go screen. New Canaan read it perfectly. Just a good defensive outing by New Canaan there. Now they're probably, knowing my JV knowledge from years past, they're probably going to go for it here because JV kickers, I hate to say it, aren't up to par with the varsity guys. This would be a very long field goal, even at the varsity level. Punting is kind of not really an option here, especially how the Darien defense played. So they're definitely going to go for it, which was probably the reason for the timeout. Try to think of something that'll work. Maybe, in that first play of the drive where they threw it right up the middle, they're going to probably target the middle of the field where New Canaan was a little weak last time. We'll see what happens. New Canaan's pass rush, though, has picked it up so far, especially number 54, Little Buck, as I'll call him today. He's not the same size as his brother, but my guy, he's got speed, which is, speed against speed. We're seeing it today.
Back-to-back terrific defensive plays by Kieran Buck on that New Canaan defense. And so to your point, they will go for it.
So let's see. They're probably going to go a switch route with the slot.
Trips right, receiver out to the left, and he's going downfield. And that pass is complete for a touchdown.
That's a great play. Yeah, they gave it to him. Peter Bradle.
Peter Bradle with a touchdown catch.
Now, he had to stop there. Again, he just used his height and New Canaan didn't get up on it. Great catch. Touchdown Darien on 4th down in about 15, which is very impressive. Oh, Will Kirby's kicking, too. He's playing running back and kicking. Look at that.
Kirby's
kicking. I like it.
Kirby to attempt the point after here. Left-footed kicker. It is up, and it is good. So it's 7-0 Darien with 3:39 left in the first quarter. And for those of you who are now watching us live, we are back up live. Unfortunately, some minor technical difficulties at the start of this game. We will show this game in its entirety later this evening on the DAF Media Network. Just go to our YouTube channel, Darien Athletic Foundation. Damian Andrew alongside Britton Barthold. Darien class of 2016, former linebacker for Darien football coach Rob Trefone. And it's great to have you on this afternoon.
It's great to watch some Darien New Canaan football, any level, especially when I was a player. The JV Turkey Bowl, as we called it, was big on our schedule. That was the big game, a lot of hype, and even in front of as you'll notice in a couple weeks, New Canaan and Darien play in front of a big crowd at Boyle. Even with a big small crowd like this, it's still a huge deal no matter what.
And of course, that game will be played at Boyle Stadium this year and next year as well. Darien, the home team this year. New Canaan will be the home team next year. Boyle Stadium in Stamford, a terrific venue, and they will pack it in for the Turkey Bowl between these two storied programs. So Kirby kicks off and fielded around the 15-yard line, far side of the field.
Got a flag on the right.
Flag on the play, down the sideline. And so a nice return, but we do have a flag on the play.
Block in the back, maybe? Oh, no, chop block. He went low on the knees. Can't do that.
Does anybody see Manfredonia? Seriously?
So
No?
So that penalty negates a terrific return.
They would have started on their 40. Chop block. Now they just got a sack. Darien just sacked New Canaan's quarterback. Now they're back to about what? The 8-yard line. Penalty killed them there.
Frank Rampin in at quarterback now. That's
There's pass
incomplete, but a pass interference call.
Yep. The problem there is he didn't turn his head. He was running in the receiver. Instead of turning and playing on the ball, he went and just hit him. Easy call for the ref.
So Will Rechteman started the game at quarterback for New Canaan. On this second possession of the game, he's replaced by Frank Rampin, number 17. And a pass interference call here is going to tack on some yards for New Canaan.
Another perfect example of penalties killing. They had a 2nd and 15. Had that been incomplete, that would have been a 3rd and 15. Now you got a 2nd and about 4. Gives New Canaan a chance on this drive.
So they're at the 21-yard line now, New Canaan. 2nd down and about 4, 5.
Good chance they go run here. Try to establish it again. If they don't get anything, definitely go probably pass on 3rd down, depending on how many yards they get.
The official talking to Coach Patera over on the sideline. Now it looks like we're ready to go. Under 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Ramping out of the shotgun. And we've got a flag.
Offsides on Darien, and there's a 1st down.
So they didn't even need to run a play that time. New Canaan. They pick up the 1st down.
It's the oldest trick in the book right there. Just go on 2 and see if someone jumps. Now the trick there is they also called the motion and went on 2, which when a lineman sees that, they assume it's going to be on 1. New Canaan played it smart there, put it on 2. Good discipline, 1st down.
1st down at around the 26. Pass complete. Far side of the field, another flag down.
Looks like they're going to call a face mask. Yep.
81, Wyatt Wilson with the reception for New Canaan. Seven nothing Darien. First quarter here, 2:44 left. And additional yards being added on here. 5 more yards for New Canaan's offense after that pass completion. Rams offense goes back to work. Rampin out of the gun. He keeps it on the ground.
There you go, establishing the run there.
And that's J.R. Moore. They're back. Picks up about 4 yards.
So after a game like that, again, expect probably New Canaan here, maybe go play action, throw it down the field, give it a shot, see if Darien's going to play up to stop the run.
So 2nd and about 5 from the 45. Rapid over the middle, complete inside the 30-yard line, and a big play, big strike for the New Canaan Rams offense. Wyatt Wilson on the reception.
Again, it comes back to penalties there. They had him down on the about the 10-yard line on a 2nd and 15. Darien got that penalty, and now New Canaan's driving on the 30, coming in.
And he takes it inside the 30-yard line here. They give it to Moore.
Looks like they got a hold in there.
Flag on the play. Moore picks up about 5, 4.
Yep, holding on New Canaan.
Holding on New Canaan. So that'll back them up 5 yards.
So New Canaan there, after the big gain, went hurry up, try to do what Darien was doing in their drive, trying to keep some tempo going. And again, penalty kills it. Now they slow down. Darien gets to catch their breath. Probably gives Darien the advantage, especially with a down and distance like this. Now maybe they're going to do something like Darien did during their drive when they faced a long down and distance, probably a screen maybe, but we'll see.
So it's first down and about 13. Here's Rampant out of the shotgun, over the middle. Pass broken up by Bruce Ferguson, number 26. Nice defensive effort out of him.
So now New Canaan, after passing the ball, gets no yards. They face a second down. Be interesting to see if they try to do something, maybe a draw play, something like that, try to get to the outside. Maybe they'll throw it again. My gut tells me they're going to try to get something on the ground here on third down and try to throw with the ball.
There's Rampant.
There's the screen.
Screen pass near sideline.
Good play by Darien. They saw that immediately. So now you got about a third and 20. New Canaan, I think. They're going deep, definitely.
The reception on that last play by Zachary LaPolice.
They got trips on the right. Yep, there you go.
Here's Rampin looking downfield, puts it up, and
nice
it's broken up. A nice defensive effort there by A.J. Arledge. Correction, Blake Seller on the pass breakup there, number 3, the junior.
And New Canaan's going to play it smart here, punt, even though they're on the 40, try to pin Darien down a bit, give their defense some kind of an advantage, hopefully.
So the punt unit comes onto the field for New Canaan. Seller and Sean Gifford back to receive for Darien.
Ooh, almost had the block there. They're going to let this bounce. New Canaan's going to watch it. They're going to try to pin him.
It takes a favorable New Canaan bounce, and they downed it at around the 5-yard line.
A little too eager there on New Canaan's part. They could have let that roll a little bit more, probably get it down to the 2 or 3. But you know what? They wanted to play it safe. If they got in the end zone, it would have been a totally different result. So pins them at the 5. That's the exact strategy they wanted there, especially on their own 40. Gives their defense an advantage.
Darien's offense comes out onto the field deep in their own end. They'll go to work at their own 5-yard line.
Now Darien's going to try to play it safe, especially with the lead here. They're not going to, knowing football and stuff, I don't think they'll throw the ball here. They're going to try to just stay out of the end zone. They don't want Hancock to get sacked in the end zone, give New Canaan a chance. They do throw it. Look at that. They're going
Hancock
deep.
Looking downfield. He goes deep and incomplete.
I was wrong there, and they had him. Went through his hands. That was a good play. New Canaan didn't see that coming.
Jack DeFrancesco, number 21, got a hand on that ball to break it up.
Good play call, though. Very good play call. Now, the problem is they're facing 2nd and 10, and we'll see what they come up with.
Trying to catch New Canaan's defense off balance there.
They had him, too. They had him down deep.
So under a minute left here in the first quarter between the junior varsity football programs from Darien and New Canaan. 7-0 Blue Wave. Will Kirby gets the call.
Nice play.
And he rumbles to about the 15-yard line. So a nice 10-yard pickup.
They got about 3rd and 1 here. They're probably just going to power it with Kirby here. Not take a risk.
So just shy of the first down. Yeah, about 3rd and couple inches here. Actually, you're right. It's 3rd and 1. I'm looking at the down marker.
Oh, they throw the ball.
And it's
yeah.
picked off by number 13 of New Canaan.
It was an awful risky play. They were trying again to catch New Canaan off guard. New Canaan was ready for it. Instead of running it to the first, they tried to get the big gain out of it. New Canaan read that perfectly, jumped on the hook route. New Canaan's got a chance to score here right at the end of the first quarter, 10 yards away from the end zone.
So New Canaan's offense in business. I believe that was Will Rechteman, the starting quarterback, who made the interception there. So the New Canaan offense in the red zone here with 16 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Frank Rampin out of the gun.
Oh, nice play.
And a nice defensive effort. Will Bothwell among those in on the tackle behind the line of scrimmage. And that is the end of the first quarter here from Stadium Field. Darien's junior varsity football team up 7-0 on New Canaan. We will take a short break, and we will be right back on the DAF Media Network. Corner of the end zone.
It's a good play. They split out the receiver pretty far to the sideline, isolated the Darien corner, just attacked him. Fade route, man-to-man coverage. New Canaan receiver won that battle.
Frank Rampin, the quarterback, number 17, the left-hander, hits Wyatt Wilson on the fade route in the end zone for the touchdown, and New Canaan is on the board.
Here you go. Here's another JV Turkey Bowl tradition. The varsity players are down here watching. This is one of the few times they come down and cheer on their JV guys. They love this. It gives them a little preview of what's to come in a few weeks. They missed.
The extra point attempt, no good. So it's 7-6. Darien holds on to a 1-point lead here as we are just underway in the second quarter.
Doesn't seem big in the moment, but that missed field goal, that can come back and bite New Canaan right in the butt. Stuff like that, the little things that, as some of you might know, Darien, New Canaan in the 2014 state championship, extra point, 21-0, 21-20. New Canaan won it. It's the little things.
Absolutely. Great insight, Britton. Britton Barthold with Damian Andrew on this DAF Media broadcast. The JV programs from Darien and New Canaan having at it this afternoon on Stadium Field on the campus of Darien High School. So it's 7-6. We are just underway in the second quarter. The Rams will kick off here. Will Kirby will take it at around the 10-yard line. Nice kick. And he gets all kind of running room here. Takes it across the 50 to about the 47-yard line. So a big pickup for Kirby, showing his skill set this afternoon.
Special teams are coming up big in this game. They came with the missed extra point. Now Darien with a big return. Huge momentum swing for Darien. They're going to try to do some of this, especially if they go down to score. Wouldn't be surprised if they try to go for two here and make it a two-possession game.
You mentioned the little things, special teams, such a big part of a football game.
And they get overlooked, and guys like long snappers and stuff like that. It's and people look at that and say, "Oh, it's not that big of a deal." But in those moments, kickers, long snappers, punters, a lot of pressure on them, and the game can come down to them. So, a lot of respect to those types of players.
Here's Hancock. Gives it to Minikis, and Minikis picks up a few across the 45-yard line to about the 43.
So Darien following the same formula. They're going to try to establish a run here. They got about 2nd and 6. Expect pass here. Got nothing to lose with that. Or they're going to continue with the run, especially after a game like that. They're trying to fool New Canaan with the motion and all that, but expect pass here, especially with Kornakia and Minikis on the left side here.
So they spotted at the 44.
They go back to that. There you go. They're going to
Here's
keep the run.
Kirby. He bounces outside near sideline, and he is takes about 4 New Canaan defenders to bring him down. He is a big back, number 30, Will Kirby.
Big back with speed. Again, a combination you rarely see, but when you see it, it's deadly. It's a very, especially when you've got strength. Kind of like Mitchell Pryor. He's kind of tall. He's got the strength. He's got the speed too, and it's working for him so far. They might go back to him here. They might try to throw it. I'd give it to Kirby. Keep feeding him. Run him right down the middle. New Canaan seems a little tired. They got about a 5 front there. So down the middle, you got 2 guards and a center to push him back. I'd run it with Kirby here.
So the ball's on the 42-yard line. Here's Hancock out of the gun, and he pitches it to Kirby, who loses the football.
It's the right idea, but not executed right. The New Canaan player read that perfectly. He was there. He could have taken that himself.
But he had the wherewithal to recover his own fumble.
Yep. Looks like they're going to punt it here.
That brings up 4th down, and it does look like the Blue Wave punt unit onto the field. Kirby doesn't go anywhere because he's doing double duties as
everything.
kicker and punter and running back.
And then I just saw you on the sideline.
So Darien, especially in a close game, it'd be very risky to go for it here. Try to pin New Canaan, let the defense work.
Thank you.
So here's Will Kirby, the left-footed punter.
Good bounce.
And gets a Darien bounce inside the 15-yard line down to about the 11. And the Darien offense comes back.
Kirby's doing it all.
Or the New Canaan offense, rather, comes back out onto the field.
Now, the important part of these JV games is a lot of people don't notice is a lot of these guys get great reps. That again, it's behind the scenes stuff like that. A lot of guys who started when I was a senior, the year before were JV guys, and it's reps that you get in these games that allow you to really become a better football player. And these guys know it, and they know that Coach Trafone watches these games too, and sees who's up and coming and who's going to really contribute to the varsity program.
Great point. Valuable minutes being spent on this field this afternoon.
Bring blitz.
And here's Rampant over the middle. And it's incomplete. The Darien sophomore team coming off a big win over New Canaan last week, 36-35, went right down to the wire. This Darien JV team undefeated this season, 8-0, according to Coach Patera.
Like I said, a lot of pride in these games. These guys really take pride in playing for the JV team and keeping that tradition alive and knowing that one day they will contribute to the varsity level, and this is where they can really get better as football players. Darien's really bringing pressure here.
Frank Rampant gets it to about the 19-yard line. He's short of the first down.
Darien was blitzing there. The problem was they left their linebackers up to blitz the quarterback. As soon as the running back got to the second level, there was no one there to stop him. Luckily, they had one of Darien's linemen came up, made the stop. Could have been a bigger gain. And again going hurry up, trying to keep Darien off balance.
Rampant.
They go on 2 there. Didn't work this time. Again, you could see Darien bringing up their linebackers, going for the blitz, trying to get pressure on him.
Rampant out of the gun, keeps it on the ground with Moore, and he is wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage.
That brings up 4th down.
Sam Wilson on a terrific play, busts through the line and gets Moore behind the line of scrimmage.
Great stop. That's a big stop, too. Darien's going to get the ball back, hopefully on their own side of the field, depending on how far New Canaan punts this. Again, big chance for Darien to take a lead here.
And Michael Minikis back to receive at around the 50-yard line.
They're going to try to block this, it looks like. Here it comes.
And gets off the punt. Minikis fields it around the 45, near sideline. The stiff arm brings it across the 40-yard line. We've got a flag on the play.
We got face mask. Darien celebrating. It looks like, yeah, they called a face mask. Good return, too, because he didn't have a lot of blockers because they brought a lot on to try to block the punt. He fielded that, used his speed, got on the outside, and now they got a penalty, which is big. Gives them even more yards. Big chance for Darien again.
Of course, we mentioned Michael Minikis, the third brother in the Minikis family. His mom, the head coach of the Darien field hockey team, and, of course, the field hockey team with a big game tomorrow night in the Class L state semifinals against top-seeded Enfield. That game will be played 5 o'clock at Cheshire High School. So it's early November, and the Darien field hockey team still alive for a state championship. What else is new, Britton?
Nothing's changed since I've left.
Coach Minikis has done a tremendous job with the program. 6:02 left in the first half of this one. Hancock out of the gun, looking downfield, puts it up.
Oh, yeah.
And that is batted down. TJ Kornakia, the intended receiver.
Had him beat. The problem was New Canaan had pressure on Hancock. He had to get rid of it there, or else he would have taken a sack. New Canaan doing the same thing Darien was doing, trying to bring pressure onto the pass game. Expect Darien probably to, Kirby's been doing great so far, running the ball. They might go back to him. They had that one hiccup with the fumble. I don't think they should try anything fancy. Just, run it down New Canaan's throat, see if they can, open up some passing lanes.
So here's Hancock out of the gun, looks left, and it is nearly picked off. Oh. So there was a little miscommunication on that play.
You could see Kornakia was running what looked like to be a sluggo. He's taking the slant, going up, and he had him beat. Had Hancock done a pump fake there, that would have been easy points for Darien. Just a miscommunication. That happens between quarterbacks and receivers.
So I have to ask you, Britton, this is a game that you're familiar with. Do you remember playing in a JV New Canaan Darien game?
My junior year was my final year of JV. There was only 3 juniors on that team. So there's 3 juniors, about 30 sophomores, and that was a very special game to me. There you go.
There's Hancock, and it's a miscommunication, and it's picked off by New Canaan.
Looks like that's number
26. So it's number 26 of New Canaan. And bear with us here on these rosters. As Britton mentioned earlier, it's
Jack Finnegan.
Jack Finnegan, number 26, with the interception.
Miscommunication again. That can't happen. That's really getting into again. They had a great opportunity to score there in their own territory, in New Canaan's territory, and couldn't capitalize.
So the New Canaan offense is
they're
back out there.
Again. Look at that.
Here's Rampin, far side of the field.
So the problem there, so what New Canaan's doing is, they got the momentum shift with the interception. They immediately went hurry up. Darien's still trying to, get their bearings here. They're going hurry up again.
That was Luke Morton on that last reception for New Canaan. Another pass complete to the 50-yard line.
Number 31 with a tackle there for Darien. Again, New Canaan's just trying to keep the pace up, keep Darien off their guard, and right now it's working. Darien's just got to stay composed, make a big play here, get the ball back.
That was Zachary LaPolice on the reception for New Canaan. And J.R. Moore on the ground here across the 40-yard line, far side of the field.
Missed tackles. And, when you miss tackle, and we got a flag too, but missed tackles, big gains. Plain and simple. But you got a flag on, it looks like it might be on New Canaan. Nope, on Darien. Helmet to helmet. That's gonna push them up another 10-15 on the helmet-to-helmet call. Darien's got to muster something up here, stop New Canaan, or else they're going to take a lead here, and most likely go for 2, try to make it a 7-point game. Now New Canaan also gets the Darien will get the ball at the half, so New Canaan I think they really need to score here if they want to.
So they spot the ball at the 23-yard line.
Watch this, they might try to take a shot here.
Rampin
They go run.
gives it to Moore. Moore cuts back, and a nice pickup by J.R. Moore down to about the 10-yard line with 4:36 left in the first half.
So now with the clock at 4:36, New Canaan's probably going to keep feeding Moore, number 13. Run the clock down a little bit. Stop Darien from getting the ball with time left. Probably try to score with around under 2 minutes left. And if Moore's not slowing down, why not keep feeding him?
Darien takes timeout.
Smart timeout too. Darien's they've been taking a beating right now on this drive, right off the interception. Caught off guard. Let them breathe a bit. Let them get their composure back. Make a stop here, which would be big heading into the second half.
So here's the New Canaan offense inside the red zone, and that's Rampant calling his own number.
Nice tackle by Wilson there. He saw so they were trying to catch Darien off guard again. They faked it to 13. Quarterback kept it. Wilson saw it. Good hit, good tackle, good stop, and the clock keeps running though, which is what New Canaan wants right now.
So the ball is at around the 8-yard line. And nothing doing on that play for New Canaan as a host of Darien Blue Wave defenders in on the tackle.
Big third down here too. New Canaan, the first down's around the 2-yard line, so pretty much it's score or get a fourth down and make a decision. You want to kick it, get the 3 points, take the lead, or you want to try to score.
Here's Rampin out of the shotgun over the middle, nearly picked off by Blake Seller.
Good coverage
in the end zone. Nice coverage on the play there. So it looks like New Canaan will go for a field goal here.
Looks like New Canaan's going to kick.
Smart call too. Take the lead. Try to take the lead.
Put
Hopefully stop Darien and keep the lead in the half. But
anytime you have an opportunity to put points on the board.
Exactly. Well, they also had that mixed extra point, so.
And that is wide left.
Guess I jinxed it there.
So no field
teams.
goal for New Canaan.
Special teams is right now hurting New Canaan.
We've seen a couple of big plays so far on special teams. 7-6 Darien as the field goal attempt goes wide left. 3:40 left in the first half. Darien New Canaan junior varsity football game. Yeah, it was a big stop there.
New Canaan was driving. Darien was struggling to stay with them. Big stop. Now Darien has 3 minutes 40 seconds with a few timeouts. They can drive down here, try to score, head into the second half with the ball too.
So Cooper Hancock gives it to Kirby, and he gets about a yard on the play.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but this might be the first JV football game under the lights. Wish I had that opportunity.
As do a number of your classmates, I'm sure. It is the first JV football game here at Stadium Field under the lights. And it is a good one so far with 3:09 left in the first half. Darien up 7-6 on its backyard rival New Canaan. Here's Hancock. Gives it to Kirby. He gets outside before he is wrapped up.
These JV New Canaan games never disappoint. I remember my final JV New Canaan game came down right to the wire. We scored. We're up by 3 points. They were driving down the field. We got a big interception at the end of the game. And again, like how you said, the sophomore team played him to a 2-point game. Darien New Canaan never disappoints. I can't tell you the last time I saw a blowout between one of these games. The Turkey Bowl is always one of the best games of the year. on any level. It's just an exciting, especially the atmosphere at Boyle. That's something that I will never forget playing at.
So the ball on the 24-yard line, the pitch to Kirby. He cuts it back up the middle, and he gets to maybe the 30-yard line. No, it is one of the great rivalries in the state of Connecticut, no doubt about it. I've had the chance to cover it for the last 10-plus years, and it is a special, special game. And as you mentioned, a lot of the players on the field grew up together. They know each other from their youth football days.
Definitely. And you dream of this as a kid. You go to the Turkey Bowl and you're telling yourself, "Oh, I'm going to play in that one day." And when that dream becomes a reality, it's quite the feeling. I remember walking onto the field for my senior year was the first time I got to actually play physically in the game, and I got set and just chills, and it was incredible. Now New Canaan almost blocked that punt. They did block that punt, maybe because I was so distracted by the fact that I was playing in front of 8,000 people. But we managed to win that game, thankfully, and went on to have a nice Thanksgiving dinner afterwards.
And speaking of punting, Will Kirby gets off a nice one here.
He's doing it all.
Rolls inside the 40-yard line down to about the 38. And that's where the New Canaan offense will start.
I think New Canaan's got about one timeout left. They're going to try to drive here again. They don't get the ball to start the half. Points would be huge. Probably try to get down for a closer field goal. Again, they're having trouble with special teams. So won't be surprised if they're definitely going past here. Definitely hurry up. Darien, I think, is ready for it this time. Last time they came out on the field after an interception, weren't expecting it. Darien knows what's coming here. New Canaan's just going to try to stay fast, stay physical, and get the ball downfield, try to score.
So here's the New Canaan offense operating.
Wilson off the edge again.
Rapid.
Pump fake.
Pump fake, and that is broken up.
Underthrew him. He had him. Good breakup, though, by 16 there.
Austin Damel with the pass breakup.
They tried to go big there. It was a good play call again. They had him. The quarterback just had to throw it a little bit farther. That would have been a big play. Now probably going to go to the trip side. They went against the trips last time. Probably going to the trip side here.
Here's Frank Rampin.
There it is. Oh,
and a nice breakup by Bruce Ferguson, number 26.
He knows he had an opportunity there to pick it, but I think playing it safe there, knocking it down was a smart move.
He had a big interception, did Bruce Ferguson, in the Darien-Wilton football game a couple weeks ago under the lights here at Stadium Field. So it's third down for this New Canaan offense. Frank Rampin out of the gun.
They're going against the single side again.
Looking downfield, far sideline. It's complete, and that is a first down.
Big conversion there. Very big conversion. Gives them another chance with about 1:45. They're going to keep targeting that single side. He's got no help. He's man-to-man over there.
And I believe it was Zachary LaPolice, number 80.
As you can see, Darien's really favoring the trip side here, but they also bring in blitz, so a lot of this is just man coverage.
Up. Rampant fumbles the snap, and
that's going to keep the clock running.
Jumps on it.
Clock keeps running. And Kane's trying to get to the ball here, try to set something up.
That backs them up a few yards. Ball spotted at the 41. Here's Rampin. Looking down.
Again.
Gets it out quickly. It's complete. And a couple of broken tackles. Inside the 30, 20, 10. And he is pushed out of bounds inside the 5-yard line.
So what Darien was trying to do there, they were trying to play it safe. Let them complete it, make a tackle, don't let any big gains. The problem was missed tackles. And now Kane's got a chance to take the lead heading into the half.
And that was Steven Ronsky, number 16, with a big play for this New Canaan offense. Takes it, the pass catch, gets it inside the 5-yard line. And the Rams offense on the doorstep with under a minute left in the first half.
Yeah, New Canaan doesn't want to field here. They want to score. Knowing what their special team problems so far, they're going to try to get the ball in the end zone.
So it's Frank Rampant working out of the gun again.
Wouldn't be surprised to go to 13 here.
J.R. Moore, and they fake to Moore, and Rampant goes far sideline into the end zone.
You got a hold on New Canaan.
And that is incomplete. Flag on the play. Looks like it is a hold on New Canaan.
That's going to hurt them too, because now it backs it up. And if they don't get get in the end zone, they're going to have to kick a field goal, and that's been their struggle so far today.
So that backs them up 10 yards.
That's big. And if you remember that, this is where they missed their field goal. Actually, they're up closer, so they need a big gain. They might just try to get a small gain here, maybe go deep. Let's see.
They are looking downfield, ramping over the middle, and he had a man, but it's incomplete. That was Ronsky again, number 16.
So now New Canaan faces a third down. Might try it again. 13's been pretty successful down at this end of the field. Try to get about 5 yards, maybe set up a field goal, or they're going to continue to try to take a shot. We'll see.
Well, they've got 48 seconds left in the first half to do something here.
With one timeout, so they're going to want to probably try to stay near the
Rampant puts it up in the corner of the end zone, and that is intercepted, I believe.
Yeah.
As they are wrestling for the ball on the ground here. And that was picked off by Bruce Ferguson in the corner of the end zone.
That's
big
huge.
Interception.
That's huge.
For the junior defensive back.
New Canaan's had 2 opportunities in the red zone in the past 2 or 3 minutes to put some points on the board heading into the half. They haven't been able to convert both times. That's big. Darien takes the ball back, with about 42 seconds. They're probably going to run down the clock, take the lead heading into halftime.
You know, you look up on the scoreboard, and it's only 7-6. Seems like there's been more offense than that.
Definitely. Well, you've had, both teams have, big red zone opportunities. They haven't been able to convert.
Yep.
Both teams should be, in fact, in the 20s probably, but defenses, mistakes. It's a good game. Darien, New Canaan, not disappointing.
So the Darien offense now back out onto the field. Cooper Hancock, the quarterback, number 7. And he will operate out of the shotgun.
Oh, they're going to go downfield. Wow.
Looking downfield. Gets it to Minikis, and Michael Minikis picks up some yak yards.
Tries to get out of bounds. Now, Darien, after that kind of game, they're going to try to keep going. They're going to. It looks like they're going to stop the clock there for the first down. Now, did they mark him out of bounds is the big question.
So they pick up the first down. The ball is spotted at around the 35-yard line. Darien's own 35.
The clock stopped. That's big, too. They don't have to use a timeout.
So he was able to get out of bounds. Trip receivers out to the left. Here's Hancock, and he is flushed out of the pocket, and he does his best. Nice. Houdini gets out of that and is able to complete the pass.
No, he just
is incomplete. Incomplete.
Big thing there, though, is Hancock. If he had gone down, Darien would have been forced to use a timeout. He got out of there, incomplete pass. Clock stays stopped. 2nd and 10. Good play by Hancock there to get out of that. New Canaan's bringing pressure. They know that under pressure, Hancock's had some trouble. He has those interceptions, so they're going to keep bringing pressure here. But the problem with that is that opens up Darien's receivers. So if they can find the open man there, big play ahead.
Hancock looking downfield. He's got Minikis, and Minikis makes a great catch at the 29-yard line. So Michael Minikis, he gets out of bounds, stops the clock. Big pickup on the play for Darien, and this offense is in business here with 16 seconds left. The ball inside the 30-yard line.
Now, Darien, I don't know if what their kicking's like. I mean, Kirby's kicking, so he's been doing everything. He probably could hit this field if he wanted to.
He has been doing everything this afternoon, Britton. Good point. The varsity kicker is Austin Hagender, who has had a pretty good season for the Blue Wave. Has at least one field goal this season. Had a field goal in that season-opening win at Ridgefield.
It's an interesting timeout. to your point, I thought he was out of bounds. Would have stopped the clock. Now maybe I think they have one timeout after this. I think it's just kind of to draw something up, maybe try to take a shot or try to throw it downfield, get out of bounds, set up a field goal.
So that did not stop he did not get out of bounds. So they called the timeout. So that's my bad. I thought he was out of bounds. It looked like he was out of bounds from here.
Yeah, and I agree. I thought he got out, but it might have. We probably have the wrong angle. There you go.
There's Coach Trafone down on the sideline checking out this JV game.
He's looking at his next group of stars.
Here's Hancock looking downfield. He throws it out of bounds.
The
intended receiver was T.J. Cornacchia, number 18.
Now 11 seconds. It's interesting what they're going to do here. Probably try to throw it out of bounds again. Not throw it out of bounds, but get the ball to the sideline, get out of bounds, stop the clock. Now, depending on how quickly they do that, 3 or 4 seconds, about 5 seconds, they could probably get another play in, or they're going to play it safe, throw it up the field, get it to the middle, allow what's his name, number 3, Kirby, I blanked right there, try to get him a middle of the field, kick field goal, 10-6 at half. That's not bad. I think they want to get away from that 1-point lead. I think that's scaring them a bit. If New Canaan's able to get a field goal late in the game, they just want to, I think, get some separation. So we'll see what they do.
Trip receivers to the right. Here's Hancock. It's flushed out of the pocket, and he is fumbles it.
Looks like New Canaan got it.
And it was 54. Kieran Buck
late flag
in on that play.
It looks like that's going to be after the play.
And it's New Canaan's ball. So the fumble with 2 seconds left, and I would imagine Britain, they just
take a knee or
take
something?
a knee, victory, or not victory formation, but you know what I'm
yet.
saying. Take a knee and
well, with the ball,
call it a half.
They do have it at the 45. It could be, 2 seconds. They might just chuck it up. Problem with that is if Darien gets an interception or if they get a sack and quarterback fumbles, there's that risk. But at the 45, there's a good chance they might try to just throw it up, see if they can get anything, which would be big if they score on this. But you can see Darien's only going to rush 3 guys. They're dropping everybody back, playing prevent. New Canaan might see this and say, I don't know, I don't like that risk. If they get a pick, and might just take a knee, head into the half with something, especially with a stop like that. Which, again, to your point, opportunities to score, and they're just
both teams have had them, and it's only 7-6. Here's Rampin. Gets it to number 6.
Not going to matter.
But that will do it for the first half. Darien up 7-6. Missed field goal or a missed extra point by New Canaan, so that's the way it will stand at the half. 7-6 Darien. We will take a short break, and we will be back with more here at the half. Welcome back. We are at the half here at Stadium Field on the high school campus of Darien. The JV football programs, Darien and New Canaan playing this afternoon. 7-6, Blue Wave up at the half. And joining me at the half is one of DAF's own, Brendan Ross. Mr. Ross, a lot of stuff to talk about. Obviously, the Darien girls soccer team on a bit of a historic run here in the state tournament. They will play Wednesday night in the state semifinals at Fairfield Ludlow High School.
Yes, as you said, the girls will be facing, the number 8 girls will be facing off against number 4 ranked Staples at Ludlow. That's a huge game. Darien hasn't been this far for girls soccer. They came into the playoffs beating Danbury 2-0. That coming after going into Shelton 2-1, and then beating Suffield, number 1 ranked, I believe, at Suffield 1-0. So, like you said, they're on a historic run right now.
Yeah, it's been a historic run. Big upset. They beat the number 1 seeded Suffield Wildcats this past Saturday up in Suffield. DAF Media was there. That game can be found on our YouTube channel. It was a 1-0 win over Suffield. Katie Ramsey with a goal in the first half with about 8:30 left in the first half to put the Blue Wave up, and they held on to that lead to win it and advance to the state semifinals against an FCAC rival in Staples.
Ramsey, yeah, as you said, Ramsey's been strong this season. She's up for the Rudin Report Team of the Player of the Week, which is amazing, alongside D'Annunzio, who's going to the high school All-American game in Orlando, as John Bradley and you both stated this season. So they're on a great run. They're going to try to cap it off with a state championship after coming up short in the FCX. But like you said, great run for the Wave, and we're up to see what they can do in the next couple games.
And, of course, the Darien field hockey team plays tomorrow at Cheshire High School against Enfield. Enfield is the number 1 seed in the Class L tournament. Darien, the 5 seed. Blue Wave coming off a big win over Norwalk, but another opportunity for a Darien field hockey team to win not only an FCAC championship, but also a state championship in the same season.
And that's a back-to-back as well, coming off last season with a state tie win, I guess you could say, with Staples. But yeah, and number 1 Enfield versus number 5 Darien behind Schrenker, Tropsa, Elders, who came off that huge goal in the Norwalk's game last week, and Mahoney. It's a strong team for the girls field hockey team.
And they have played especially well defensively this season and down the stretch in the FCAC tournament and in the state playoffs thus far. Of course, Darien had those 2 late season losses that really, I think, helped get them motivated for the postseason. They lost to Norwalk and they lost to Staples, and still have a chance perhaps to play Staples in a state championship game.
Yeah, as you said, number 7 on the other side of the bracket is number 7 Staples versus number 3 Greenwich. That is being played at McMahon. These 2 teams played already against each other. Greenwich came out with a win 4-1, but I guess you could say for all sports, FCAC, once you play in the FCAC, that's a strong conference to come out of, whether it's in soccer, whether it's in field hockey, any sport. I guess you can say easily and be confident with it that the FCAC is the strongest conference.
Yeah, we've joked on our broadcasts before with some of the coaches that have been on our DAF media broadcast that, you know what, winning the FCAC is almost as good as winning a state tournament.
Exactly.
Because it's such a strong conference. So
especially coming down to the New Canaan and Darien famous Turkey Bowl. It's
yep.
What everybody sees and the FCAC is the strongest conference, I believe.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And then, as you mentioned, that Turkey Bowl between the Darien and New Canaan varsity football teams will be a week from this Thursday on Thanksgiving Day. And that is always special, this year being played at Boyle Stadium, Venerable Boyle Stadium in downtown Stamford. Brendan Ross, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
And thanks for hopping on. And, of course, DAF Media will be broadcasting that Darien girls soccer game Wednesday night from Fairfield Ludlow High School, the Blue Wave taking on Staples in the Class L state semifinals. Darien trying to get to a state championship match for the first time in school history. Wouldn't that be something? We're going to take a short break and be back with second half action between Darien and New Canaan JV football right after this.
Oh, I didn't even see you. Sorry.
Hey, 2 more, kick return! Kick return!
We are back here at the half, about set to start the second half. 7-6 Darien's JV football team up on the New Canaan JV football team here at Stadium Field. Britton Barthold alongside Damian Andrew. Thanks for joining us on this DAF media broadcast. And the second half is underway. Little squib kick by New Canaan.
Wilson got
fielded it at the 40-yard line. And Sam Wilson takes it across the 50-yard line into New Canaan territory. So they will start at about the 46-yard line, I'd say, Britton.
That was about, that's about a 6-yard kick. So
yeah.
New Canaan tried to make a bold choice there. It didn't really pay off. Darien's coming out on offense. Peter Graham coming to play quarterback, younger brother of Timmy Graham.
Of course, Timmy Graham, a championship-winning quarterback here at Darien.
Yep.
Now his younger brother is in the fold. So we'll see what this Darien offense now can come up with here. We're just underway in the second half. Blue Wave up 7-6.
Let's see if they run it here. Give Graham some wiggle room to start, get him a little more comfortable in the game. They're going to pass right off the bat.
And they get it.
Good play call.
To number 16, Austin Damel.
That was a good throw. Good start for Peter there. Screen play is a good play to start off with a passing game. Nothing too complicated. Great throw. Going to try to ease him. I'm pretty sure they might try to ease him into the passing game, but they might go downfield. New Canaan's probably thinking the way I'm thinking. They're not going to try to do anything. New Canaan's playing deep though, so it opens up the hook, curl, anything short. Peter
Graham out of the shotgun. Throws it into the flats.
Great block there
DJ
by 53.
Kornakia.
Great block.
TJ Kornakia, number 18, with the reception. And the ball will be spotted at the 43-yard line.
So it looks like Darien's using number 53, Charles Clinton. He's kind of pulling out and as the lineman on that screenplay, coming out and cracking the cornerback. It's working well. About 3rd and 7, though. They might 3rd and 6. Yeah, here we go, downfield.
Here's Graham,
There's the
and
pressure,
here
though.
comes the Rams defense, and he is brought down.
New Canaan's bringing the pressure all game. They're going to keep doing that. It's been very successful so far. They're not going to stop.
He is brought down at around the 45-yard line of Darien. The punt unit comes on. Will Kirby will
Continues to
punt
do
this
magical
one.
things.
Yeah.
There, playing double duty. Going to bring some pressure.
And he gets off
It's a good punt.
pretty good punt.
Almost hit the New Canaan guy there. And they get
And-
a bounce too.
And that will roll to the 20-yard line. So a nice punt by Will Kirby.
Been
and
impressive all game.
He has been impressive, doing a lot of different things,
Keeping
showing-
his composure too. I like
showing
it.
off his skill set. And so the New Canaan offense comes onto the field here in the second half, and they will
Expect them to go hurry up. They're going to try to hit it right off the bat, catch Darien off guard here.
They will
keep it quick.
They will operate on their own 20-yard line.
Expect pass. I assume they try to go pass here, try to make a big play to start. Now, 13's not in the game, who's been their big runner, so maybe a hint there to the pass.
That's J.R. Moore, Frank
There it is.
Rampant, back to pass over the middle, and the pass is broken up by Sean Gifford. So a nice play there. Darien varsity football coach Rob Trefone is in the booth right now. He's going to join us for a few minutes, talk a little football. Coach, welcome in.
Yeah, thank you, Damien. A pleasure to be here.
Britton and I were talking. This game, you feel like it's 24-21. You look on the scoreboard, it's 7-6. Both teams have had opportunities inside the red zone, haven't been able to capitalize some opportune defensive efforts by both defenses.
Yeah, well, I haven't caught the whole game, but what I've seen, both defenses are playing very well. I was speaking to the refs at halftime, and they said this is like a varsity game.
Yeah.
This is like refereeing a varsity game.
Yeah. Coach, what valuable minutes for some of these players on both teams. Obviously an opportunity to kind of prove themselves at the JV level. Pass broken up there by the Darien defense.
Yeah, it's, you know what, we have a great system in place where, our athletes know they have to work their way up the ladder, and JV football is one more stepping stone. So, they love it, and, this year this particular team is undefeated, so let's hold on, for the rest of the second half.
Charlie Hunter with that pass break up there for Darien had the opportunity to talk to New Canaan head coach Lou Marinelli, another one of my old friends, just like yourself. Yep. I know he's getting ready for the Big Turkey Bowl in less than 2 weeks. I know you guys are as well. The punt is across the 50-yard line,
Risky
picked
there.
up.
That was risky.
Yeah, it's Sean Gifford that picked it up.
Sean Gifford, and he is wrapped up at the 45-yard line.
Looks like he was forced to, though, on that bounce. So that hit him. New Canaan was there to recover that.
So I know this is a fun time of the year for you and your staff preparing for the Turkey Bowl. There's nothing quite like this rivalry between these two schools, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, I don't need to remind you, but your last loss on this great winning streak you've been on was back in 2014 to New Canaan. So you can always use that as motivation.
We know by 1 point in that state final.
That's right.
And that was a heartbreaking loss, but I know they've had some tough losses, as well.
Nice throw there by Peter Graham.
Yeah, that's to Austin Damel. It was a great catch on the sideline.
Keeps both feet in bounds, gets out of bounds to about the 44-yard line.
Tell you what, watching Peter Graham's like watching the same movie. I think you can agree with that, Coach Trefone. It's like watching Timmy all over again. He's got his composure down perfectly so far.
Yep. I watched Cooper Hancock in the first half. He did a great job.
Yeah.
We're blessed with two great, underclassmen quarterbacks.
And Graham gets it to Michael Minikis, who gets out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. Another Minikis coach. Gosh, they just keep coming, right? I mean, what a family.
Well, and I'll tell you a story. I was talking to Lou about a year ago, and I mentioned Brian Minikis, who's, of course, now one of our senior captains. And Lou turned to me and goes, "Don't say that name." he goes, how many are there?
Well, it's funny. You talk about family names. Buck, La Police. There's some names on this New Canaan roster. Their older brothers have played
Right.
for
O'Connell.
the Rams. O'Connell through the years.
So, yeah, no question about it. The two great communities with a lot of, very good athletes.
Peter Graham downfield. Little underthrown, intended for T.J. Kornakia. I'm watching, Britton and I are watching some of these players on the field for you guys who have already played some valuable minutes at the varsity level this season. Bruce Ferguson, Will Kirby, Kornakia,
Right. Well,
Peter Graham.
Certainly, one of the advantages, if you will, of winning some games going away is that you get the young guys in there and they get varsity time and then they get JV time, on a Monday. So no question that helps the program.
Graham looking to the sidelines for the play.
Yeah.
We talk about the Minikis family. Maybe the best athlete in that family is the head coach of the field hockey team here at Darien. And she has done an outstanding job with the Blue Wave program. Graham, near sideline and incomplete.
Yeah, it looked like some miscommunication there. So, yeah, I know Mo has been doing a wonderful job for years. Her and I have split this field for so many years.
Yep.
I know I talked to her Friday night. They went over to Norwalk and they had a nail biter.
Yes.
Ended up winning in overtime, right?
They lost the regular season game to Norwalk, and then they beat them in the FCAC tournament and again in the state tournament at Norwalk.
Right.
So it was a nail biter. Katie Elder scoring in overtime. 2-1 they win to get to the state semifinals. They play tomorrow night against top-seeded Enfield at Cheshire High School. Graham back
Nice
to
screen,
pass. Nice screen.
screen.
Gets it to Will Kirby, and he
There you
rumbles
go.
inside the 10, and he is in the end zone.
That
Well-
was extremely well done.
And you could not have called it at a better time.
Yep.
Because New Canaan sent the house, and
Bring your
Coach
pressure all day.
Coach P, called the middle screen, to Will Kirby. That was a well-executed play.
Coach, what do you like about Kirby? He, as I mentioned, he has seen some valuable minutes at the varsity level this season. A big back, as Britton said earlier in the first half, similar to Mitch Pryor in the sense that he is a big back and capable of, north-south runner, but capable of getting it outside as well.
And no question about it. I've had the pleasure of coaching Will since he was in elementary school. And the thing about Will Kirby, besides his size and athleticism, his vision is second to none. He sees the field so well and makes a cut sometimes that I don't even see, initially. And I'm like, holy cow, how did he see that? And he's running full speed.
And as Britton has mentioned throughout this broadcast, you may want to use him as a kicker someday. He is. He's been doing it all on special teams. Been kicking some PATs.
Yeah, he split time this past Saturday, with Austin. Austin's still the man, doing the job, but we're grooming Will Kirby, going forward.
Yeah, he's done a nice job this afternoon against New Canaan. Britton, your thoughts on this second half thus far? 14-6 Darien, big touchdown run by Will Kirby.
Well, yeah, so as you and I were talking at halftime, it was 7-6, and when you come in and watch the second half, you're thinking, oh, defensive battle. Has it been that way? And as you saw right there with Will Kirby, New Canaan just wasn't ready for that. They were bringing pressure all game long, especially with that sack on Peter. They were trying to get the same thing going. Darien's coach, they did that perfectly, called the screen. New Canaan did not see it coming. They thought they had a free sack. Kirby gets the ball when he's going downhill. It's scary.
Coach Trafone, you remember this guy? Linebacker here for you?
Absolutely.
It's been a while.
and you talk about families, once again, I've had all the Bartholds. So, wonderful football family in town.
So the kickoff, and that is number 80, Zachary LaPolice,
Yeah, I don't
fielded
know.
I
that
don't know about
kickoff.
that call.
I don't know about that call either. I don't want to
was on the
second guess the
shoulder
ref,
pad,
so
yeah, but-
I'll stay mum.
we had a different angle. Looks like they're going to call horse collar.
I mentioned LaPolice, Zachary LaPolice.
Right. Again, wonderful family. My older boys who are now at Clemson, had to play against the older police, La Police, and boy,
He's at Harvard now, right?
yeah, he's
Yep.
at Harvard. Okay, doing some damage. What an athlete he is.
Terrific athlete, two-sport athlete at New Canaan, was a heck of a baseball player as well as a football player for head coach Lou Marinelli. So here's Frank Rampin out of the shotgun.
Got
on
13 in the
first down.
backfield. Yep,
And
there
that's
he is.
J.R. Moore, and he gives it to him, and Moore tries to get outside, but a nice job by the Darien defense in pursuit of Moore.
Right. Yeah, that looked like Carter Flanagan out there. I'm not used to standing in the booth looking at numbers.
What do you think, Coach? I mean, this is in the booth. The lights are on. A pretty impressive visual right here.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, DAF has done such a phenomenal job here with all of our athletic facilities, and boy, you look around, and this is the time of year where I entertain a lot of college coaches coming in, and I always make it a point to bring them over to the field and say, "What do you think?"
Yeah.
And these college coaches, I had one from Rochester today. They're like, "Wow, coach, this is some facility."
And that was pass complete to J.R. Moore. I've been covering you for a long time, and I can remember coming down to do interviews on this field late in the season where you had the temporary lights.
Yes, I'm sure.
Those days are now gone.
Yeah.
You remember those days as
God.
well, right?
Playing on one half of the field and
Sure.
fighting for light with the field hockey people, yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, again, I'd like to give a shout out to the DAF and thank them, for everything that they've done.
Oh,
And
I didn't see it. I have the things in the way, but Darien's
the
calling
s-
for a pick.
the scorer's table is in the way, but Darien, they want an interception here.
Let's see what they call.
Let's see what the official says.
Oh, let's see it. There we go. Darien's saying they got it. Are they going to give us something? Let's see. They give it to New
And
Canaan.
it stays.
I mean, I didn't see it, so I couldn't.
Right.
I can't give you an opinion on that.
Stays with New Canaan. Wyatt Wilson with the reception, number 81.
I assume what happened was they both came down with it. Refs are going to call New Canaan down. Probably the right call there.
So they spot it at the 47-yard line.
Hey, fourth down. D-line, do something.
They're going for it.
Fourth down here for New Canaan, and they're going to go for it.
Now 13 has to come off the field for some reason, so that
Yeah.
probably takes away one of the running back threats on the flare.
Yeah. Probably either has an equipment issue
Yep.
or maybe a little blood, and they got to,
Now they're probably going to target far side receiver here, the lone side, man-to-man coverage.
Here's Frank Rampin out of the shotgun. He looks downfield, gets flushed
rush.
out. Throws on the run, and that is complete after it was initially tipped.
Got to knock
Right.
that down.
It's complete on the far sideline.
once again, that was Carter Flanagan on the tip.
Coach, as you know, knock it down, don't tip it up.
Right.
I had that issue in 7-on-7 season. We lost one of our games. I tipped it up. You got to knock it down, bat it down before giving the other team another chance.
And I believe that was J.P. O'Hara with the reception for New Canaan. Here's Rampant. Keeps it on the ground here, down to the 30-yard line.
Looks like a Darien player's down on the far side.
It's a flag on the play.
That's
Will Bothwell.
yep.
And that's the one thing, Coach, about this game you hate to see is when injuries rear their head.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
So there's a timeout here. Will Bothwell, they're going to tend to him. Coach Trafone, before you go, I know you big game coming up, obviously. Just talk a little bit about the state of this Blue Wave team. I mean, you've had, I think back to the Fairfield Ward game and the Wilton game. Both of those programs came ready to play, and obviously you won both of those games. But I would imagine there were some teaching moments that you could utilize from both of those games.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you go back to the Fairfield Ward game, and like you said, first of all, they both showed up ready to play. I don't think we were. I think we were coming off of that Staples week, and, we're riding high, and, we turned the ball over 5 times, very uncharacteristic. So, that was lesson number one. You know, when we went against Wilton, hats off to Wilton. I mean, boy, they run that offense like no other. And it's hard for us to simulate that offense in the scout team situation. So, but, you know, we were playing a little bit high up front, and we corrected that.
One last question as we see the New Canaan offense now back on the field. There's Rampant over the middle. That is complete to the 38-yard line. Let me just ask you, how much fun? Is it fun at all these next 2 weeks before this big game on Thanksgiving Day?
Well,
or wouldn't you use that word to describe it?
So here's the answer. When you're on the field, it's a lot of fun. You know, the 100 hours that you're there prepping, you know, is a lot of work. Mm-hmm. You know, and Lou and I have both said, you know, the fans come out and they enjoy themselves for 2.5 hours, and he and I have both put 100 hours into it.
Yep.
You know, into what they see for 2.5 hours. So, you know, I don't look forward to all the early mornings and waking up at 4:30 and watching film and drawing plays. But when I'm out there with those boys, you know, we're having a blast.
No, absolutely. And a pass complete over the middle to Wyatt Wilson, and he takes it inside the 10-yard line down to about the 6-yard line. Nice pickup on the play for the Rams. But, Coach, good luck. Great talking to you, as always. Do a terrific job here with the Blue Wave program, as does Coach Marinelli with the New Canaan Rams. It should be a good one at Boyle Stadium, Darien, New Canaan, Turkey Bowl, Thanksgiving morning.
All right. Thank you very much, Damien.
All right. Thanks,
appreciate
Rob.
it.
I appreciate it.
All right. Bye-bye.
Head coach Rob Trefone of the Darien Blue Wave, and the New Canaan offense on the move here in the third quarter, about 2:52 left in the third quarter. Blue Wave up 14-6. And the ball on the 6-yard line. So
this is an interesting formation. Look at this. And they fumble it. It's like Wilton. It's like watching old school football right there. New Canaan's had they've had about 4 opportunities in the red zone. They've driven the ball down the field. They get about to the 10-yard line, and they've struggled all game, especially with their special teams. They've got to score here if they want to keep this one close. Yeah, when we were calling that Wilton game, Coach Cunningham, he likes to run the football, almost like a wishbone type of formation that he operates out of. They go trips again. They went to the fade last time they were in the end zone, in the red zone here.
Trips out to the right, receiver to the left. Here's Rampin, throws into the end zone, and that is it's incomplete. Looked like a touchdown. He had it.
And the New Canaan players know it.
Wyatt Wilson wide open in the end zone, couldn't hold on to it.
New Canaan's quarterback got hit hard there. He's back up,
he
though.
Pops back up.
I think it was more of the fact that they just lost a touchdown there, taking effect on him.
So Frank Rampin has played for much of this game at quarterback for New Canaan. Will Rechteman started the game at quarterback for the Rams, but it's been rampant ever since the first series.
Drive, after the first drive.
Yep.
They got 3rd and goal from the 8 here. This is big. They need something here. Darien's played great red zone defense, though.
So trips right and a single receiver on the far side of the field. Here's Rampin.
They doubled the far side. They go to him anyway.
Into the end zone and incomplete pass.
Be interesting what they do here, if they kick or if they're going to keep the offense on the field with their kicking troubles.
Jackson Peters may have gotten a hand.
He might have gotten a tip,
on that ball. So it's 4th down here, Britton.
4th and 8.
And let me put your coaching hat on. What do you do?
Well, with their kicking troubles, as you see, they're going to give the offense on the field. I think they're going to go switch routes in the trips. They're also going to give the option to the far side receiver, but Darien's got 2 guys on him, so that really takes away the fade there. So there you go. They tried to get him on 2 here. Now they're going to look at the other play. They're going to probably go to the trip side when they see the double coverage on this far.
There's Rampin.
They go trips. Yep.
Into the end zone, and that is a touchdown.
Problem there was they were in front of him. They gave him too much room behind.
So Wyatt Wilson, that time, he held on to it.
Now let's see if New Canaan goes for 2 here, tries to tie the game. It's 14-12 now. They could kick it or they could go for 2. If I'm New Canaan, I go for 2 here. Again, I sound repetitive, but with the special teams troubles, might as well try to go tie the game and, of course, make a Darien New Canaan game interesting.
And it looks like that's exactly what they will do.
I don't blame them.
They keep the field goal unit
on the sideline. Now it's interesting. They have it on the right hash. So they go trips left. Yeah, let's see. Might go screen here. Might try to catch Darien off guard here. Or sweep. We'll see it. They got 13 in the game here.
Here's Rampant.
Use him as
Rolls
a
to his
block.
left. Into the end zone.
Didn't get
Pass
it.
is broken up.
Great defense.
Nice effort by Sean Gifford
That
to
keeps it a
break up
2-point
that.
game.
So they go for 2, and they come up short. And it's still 14-12 Darien with under 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Just want to give a quick shout out to the DAF media broadcast team. Brendan Ross, who you heard from at halftime. Ethan Haas, who's been directing much of this game. Connor Darby on camera 1, and Jack Roberson on camera 1. And again, DAF Media will broadcast the Darien girls soccer state semifinal game Wednesday night, 6:30 start time at Fairfield Ludlow High School. It's Darien and Staples for a trip to the Class LL state finals.
Canaan squibbed it last time. Didn't really work. Let's see what they do here. As you heard, they might try something bold. New Canaan's known for doing that.
So we'll see if the New Canaan
bring this guy
special
up here.
teams unit has anything up their sleeve. They
Nope.
do not. They
They're
kick it
gonna play it
away,
safe.
and Kirby fields it at about the 10-yard line,
got
brings
room.
it across the 30 before he is brought down.
So Darien pretty much, well, with 1:40 left here, score here, makes it a bigger lead. New Canaan gets a stop here, keeps it interesting, especially at this field position. If they don't allow first down here, Darien's going to be forced to punt pretty much into their own territory. Sorry. So New Canaan needs a big stop here. They're probably going to keep the pressure here, but they're going to be more aware of that screen that went to Kirby on that touchdown. Peter Graham's actually done a great job under pressure. He stayed cool, calm. So New Canaan's going to have to come up with something different to get pressure on him.
So here's Peter Graham out of the shotgun, gives it to Kirby, and he takes it across the 35-yard line to about the 38-yard line. Nice pickup on the play for Will Kirby.
See, when Kirby gets to the second level, New Canaan's can't let him get to the second level. When he gets there and he's going downhill, he's hard to tackle. Again, and I keep comparing to Mitchell Pryor, but it's very much like Mitchell, where as soon as you get to the second level, there's a bulldozer coming right at you.
Yeah, he is a big back, as we've mentioned already on this broadcast. Big back for a sophomore, Will Kirby.
About 2nd and 2 here. Wouldn't be surprised. I try to take a shot here, just to see if they can get something. Because if it's 3rd and 2, they can easily run the ball.
Graham swings it out to Kirby, far sideline, and he
Well
takes
done.
it across the 45 to about the 48-yard line. And that is a first down for the Blue Wave, as the offense is on the move here in the second half, under a minute left in the third quarter. Damian Andrew alongside Britton Barthold. And this has been an entertaining JV football game between these two rivals.
Always entertaining when it's the Rams and the Blue Wave. Any level, you'll get a great game out of these two programs.
And, of course, the freshman teams will be playing on Thursday. DAF Media will bring you that game as well. To your point at the start of this game, it is difficult with the jersey numbers.
Yes.
Because so many of these guys get pulled down from the varsity.
Well, I remember, playing in JV games, I'd look for my jersey from the varsity game, and I'd realize it's getting washed. I'd pull something out of the equipment room. I'd be wearing like number 30 instead of my normal number.
Right before kickoff.
Exactly, and wouldn't even fit. I'd have to cut the sleeves to make my arms fit.
Here's Graham, far sideline, throws it downfield. And that is incomplete, nearly caught.
A lot of contact.
And there's a flag on the play. Looks like we're going to have pass interference here.
Excellent throw. A lot of contact downfield. That's a good call.
And I believe that was Connor Brennan on the intended receiver. It's Peter Bradle. Yeah, Peter Bradle. That is my bad on that. I have the roster from the last game that I'm looking down on.
It's always changing.
Peter Bradle, the junior, number 81, was the intended receiver.
So let's see what they do. That's going to give them probably 15, yeah. That's big. That's big. Puts them in the very close to the red zone.
So first down for Darien. 1st and 10.
Go back to that toss.
And they give it to Kirby. He gets to the outside, far side of the field, and he is pushed out of bounds. That stops the clock with 12 seconds left in the third quarter.
So with that toss, they're making Buchanan respect the outside run game. Pretty much opens again for Kirby to run right down the middle, trying to keep Buchanan off balance defensively, especially with these big runs. They're going to play up. They can hit a big pass with the defensive backs playing up so far, but that's going to end the quarter.
And that will end the third quarter. The score, Darien 14, New Canaan 12.
A close game, not surprised.
On a perfect night for football here at Stadium Field. The air crisp, early November day on the campus of Darien High School. Britton, it has been an entertaining game thus far, and looking forward to what this fourth quarter has to bring.
Yeah, Darien's got a chance really to not really end it, but really put New Canaan on the back burners and make them find something big. If they score here, New Canaan's going to have to make a big play, scored on their own. So New Canaan's defense has got to make a stop here if they want to keep this one close. Now Darien, of course, wants to get this one just out of the way. They don't care about the fans wanting a close game. They just want to get the win, get out of here. So they're going to try to score here, get a big play. Wouldn't be surprised on 2nd and 5 here. Maybe a downfield pass after such big runs. Maybe they started off with the run and on 3rd down try to go downfield. This is definitely 4-down territory. If they get to a 4th down here, they're definitely going to go for it.
So the ball is at the 30-yard line as Darien's offense on the move here. Peter Graham operating out of the shotgun.
Watch Kornakia on the far side. He's man-to-man here.
The spread formation by the Blue Wave. Here's Graham
nice
looking
throw.
near sideline, and
throw.
he has a
That's Gifford. Yep.
Sean Gifford. And Gifford is inside the 25-yard line before he is pushed out of bounds. Nice pass by Graham to Gifford.
He's been great since coming into the second half. He's made all of his passes, great throws.
Always difficult throwing on the run.
Yeah, and he's got it done. Most of his throws have been on the run, which is the most impressive part about it. He's been able to keep his composure on the blitzes. I'm not surprised they keep having him throw it downfield.
Here's Graham, gives it to Kirby, up the gut, and takes it across the 15-yard line.
Yeah, New Canaan's just, I hate to say it, New Canaan looks lost out there. They have no idea what's coming. Darien's doing a great job with their play calling, kind of keeping it off balance. New Canaan doesn't know what's coming, so they're not sure if they want to put pressure, if they want to drop back, which opens up those runs for Kirby.
So it's 2nd down with the ball spotted on the 13-yard line.
Now you can see Darien's taking their time, letting the clock run a bit. They know they're in the red zone. They know they have a good chance of getting some points here. They want to milk the clock here, put more pressure on New Canaan.
Under 9 minutes left in the game. Here's Graham to Kirby as they keep it on the ground, but he is wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. So a nice defensive effort there.
Flag there.
Flag on the play, and again, that was
helmet to helmet. That's big.
Kieran Buck on the tackle.
Helmet to helmet on New Canaan. That's going to be a 1st down. Probably, most likely 1st and goal, yeah. That's big. New Canaan had him stopped there.
So the ball is spotted at the 8-yard line.
Yeah, and you got a 1st down. You got a fresh set of downs. In field goal range, too. If Darien wants to, they can get 3 points. I don't think they will. I think they'll try to score because if they kick a field goal, it's only a 5-point game.
So it's 1st and goal on the 7-yard line.
Oh, they're not going to call it a 1st down. Second and inches.
2nd and inches.
So let's bet on Kirby getting the ball here, unless Darien tries to catch New Canaan off guard and throw a pass in the end zone. There you go.
There's Graham looking downfield, looking to the end zone. That is a touchdown.
Excellent
Great
play call
pass.
there. New Canaan thought that Kirby was going to get the ball. They throw the ball. Touchdown, Darien. We got some whistles, though. Oh, they call it incomplete.
So the touchdown is waved off.
Ooh, all right.
Graham to Kornakia.
It's a great throw, great play call. I guess he didn't get his feet in, or if he didn't have possession of it. One ref called touchdown, and the other called incomplete. So it's going to be 3rd and inches. Now expect them to go to Kirby here, just get the first down and get a fresh set of downs.
3rd and inches on the 7-yard line.
It was a great play call, though. Excellent play call to catch New Canaan off guard.
And got a timeout. So timeout, Darien, head coach Rich Patera calls the timeout. I mentioned Coach Patera in his first year as the JV coach. On the other sideline, New Canaan's JV coach Ryan Pearson, who I had the opportunity to meet before the game in his first year as the Rams JV coach. Both of those guys position coaches for the varsity programs. So not only does do the players move up and down, but the coaches move up and down.
Well, I can't really say it from a coaching standpoint, but the coaches also, this is good for them too, to get some reps, game time decisions, stuff like that, clock management, play calls. So as most of these coaches want to continue to go up the ranks, this is another, really JV football is across all levels, players, coaches, training staff even. You get the opportunity to kind of get your skills up and move them up to the varsity level.
So 3rd and inches here for this Darien offense. Ball on the 7-yard line.
They're going under center. Now this might mean sneak or this might just go to Kirby.
Graham under center, and he pitches it out to Will Kirby, who picks up the first down.
That toss is dangerous because when he gets downhill, like I've said, you're not tackling that kid. He's going to tackle you.
Gets it inside the 5-yard line. So he did his job on that play, picks up the first down. And the Blue Wave offense with a fresh set of downs at the 4-yard line.
See, I'm more interested in this game, but looking ahead, imagine an off season of working out and stuff like that for Will Kirby, and that's kind of how Mitchell Pryor kind of built his craft, was off season workouts, which the Darien program is very prideful about, is their off season workout regime, making sure the players stay in shape year round, so when they come back in the fall, they're ready to play football games.
Great point, Britton. Under 8 minutes left in the game. First down for the Blue Wave. Here's Graham, and it is batted down at the line of scrimmage.
So he went with the switch route there. The problem was it just got knocked down. The man was open. Number 81 was open, but knocked down by the lineman. Good play by the New Canaan defense.
Sergei Babenkoff, number 18, with the knockdown there at the line of scrimmage.
This is a big possession, too. As you look at the clock, there's about 7 minutes, 52 seconds left. Darien scores here. It really puts the pressure on New Canaan. New Canaan stops them here. Momentum shifts. In a 2-point game, if they can drive down the field, makes it even more interesting. Your coach in front on the field calling for a timeout.
Second down. Here's Graham.
Pressure's on.
And
Kirby
incomplete.
Didn't turn. Miscommunication.
Kirby had his back to the pass. He was the intended receiver.
So the blitz was coming in. Graham had to get rid of it. He didn't want to take a sack. It was smart. He just threw it towards Kirby, hoping he'd turn around.
Yeah, he had to get rid of that in a hurry.
It wasn't a dangerous throw. New Canaan wasn't there. It was a good decision on Graham's part there. But now you got third and goal. This is big.
So 3rd and goal. Ball on the 4-yard line. Whistles.
Add 10 seconds.
What's he saying? 10 seconds. Yeah, 10 seconds.
So they're going to add 10 seconds to the score clock.
Gives us more football. I like it.
And more free football.
Yeah, there you go. You don't usually see that in a JV game. The refs are usually they like it to move a bit more, but we're getting some free
They
football.
like a more running clock, right?
Keep it going, but. So again, you look at this situation. You got a third and goal from the 5. Darien scores here, puts a lot of pressure on New Canaan. I would think I think they're going to throw it here. probably use Kirby as an option on the flare route, because if you get it to him and he goes downhill, he can get 5 yards with ease. So watch him to go pass here, but use Kirby as another option if the receivers aren't open.
We'll see how this plays out here, Britton. 3rd down, and here's Graham into the end zone.
Oh, I had him.
And he had a receiver.
Let's see what Darien does here, though, with 4th down on the 5. They're going to kick it, or they're going to go for it and try to take the lead. Take a bigger lead, I'm sorry.
That was intended for Sean Gifford, number 33.
Again, it was the pressure, though. New Canaan's blitzing, and it's been a thing all game, and the only thing that went against them was that screen. So let's see what they do here. It looks like they're going to go for it. Graham's going to stay on the field.
They are going to go for it.
All right, let's see it.
4th down here for the Blue Wave.
Watch the hard count here. Try to catch New Canaan off guard again.
Kirby to Graham's left.
Out
of the shotgun into the end zone, and
nice.
It was intended for Michael
nice
Minikis,
play.
but
That's
a
a
nice
nice play.
defensive effort there by number 21, Jack DiFrancesco.
So that makes it interesting. Now, New Canaan's got the ball at the 5 on their own 5-yard line. They got to do a 95-yard drive. If they manage to do that, that's going to burn a lot of clock. Makes it a lot more interesting. Not surprised again with Darien New Canaan doing this.
Yeah, you said in the first half, usually they'll go for it on 4th down.
Yeah.
They certainly did there. It was the right opportunity to do so, but the New Canaan defense comes up big.
I think they realized, too, that if they didn't get it, New Canaan would have to have the ball on their 4-yard line. So I think that was also a factor in the decision to go for it there.
So the Rams offense takes over deep in their own end. And Frank Rampin is still in there at quarterback for New Canaan.
They're going to throw it.
They throws it out of the end zone and intended for J.R. Moore. He was not expecting that pass.
No, and had he turned, he would have had that. He's a quick out of. I think that's the first time they've targeted him on a pass downfield too. So maybe expect that more.
Rampin tries to split 2 Darien defenders there to get it to Moore. Rampin backed up in his own end zone, operating out of the shotgun.
Darien's going to bring the pressure here. Try to get probably a safety. That'd be big. Here comes
2nd
the blitz.
and 10. Rampin gets out of the end zone. He's going to tuck and keep it.
They got a hold
near sideline.
That's big. Let's see how they call it.
Flag on the play.
Now hold in the end. If my football knowledge is correct, that's going to probably bounce it way back.
And it is a hold on New Canaan.
So I think that's going to put the ball on the 1. Or safety. They're calling for a safety on the Darien sideline. If it happened in the end zone, more drama.
More drama. This has been an entertaining JV football game between these 2 arch rivals.
They're going to mark it at the 1.
They mark it at the 1, so now the Rams offense really deep in their own end.
Yep, it's still 2nd down though. Let's see what they do. It's going to be, if they try to throw it here, they're risking the safety, but also running it to Moore here could risk it. They're going to throw it.
And the pass is dropped at the 6-yard line. So in and out.
Yep, there's another big player. 3rd and about 12 in their own territory. Now they want to get out of here because if they have to punt from here, that spells trouble because Darien's going to get the ball at their own 30 most likely.
So it's 3rd down for New Canaan, deep in their own end, Rampin out of the shotgun.
They might just try to get a few yards here, just get out of the end zone.
He rolls
left,
and it is nearly picked off.
Good play on Darien's part. Now they're at a punt out of their own end zone. That's going to be an issue. I won't be surprised if Darien brings the house here, tries to block the punt, get a safety, or even recover for a touchdown.
You would think they would try.
I think they will. I think they've had the pressure all day. I think they're going to bring it, and New Canaan realizes it, and they're going to bring in max protection. Yeah, as you can see, they're not going to have any gunners out there. They're just going to – Darien has 1 guy back. New Canaan tightly packs. As you realize, the punter doesn't have a lot of room to work with. If he steps back, it's a safety, so he's got to be careful here.
So a precarious situation here for New Canaan. And he gets the punt away.
So that's going to bounce.
And a fortuitous bounce for New Canaan across the 40 to about the 41-yard line.
Still
so
very good field position there
all
for
things
Darien.
considered, though, a pretty good punt
Yep.
for New Canaan.
Yeah, they'll take that. They'll definitely take that. Darien came very close to blocking that. Now Darien, again, has a chance really to, with about 6 minutes 55 seconds left, they have a chance to almost put a dagger in this if they score. Put New Canaan really on their back burners and kind of make them desperate to get some points. New Canaan, on the other hand, is looking for a turnover here. If they can get a turnover here, that's big. That's a huge momentum shift. So we'll see what New Canaan cooks up here.
Well, the Darien has field position to its advantage and clock to its advantage.
Exactly.
So they take over at the 40-yard line of New Canaan. 1st and 10 for Darien. Peter Graham remains in the game at quarterback.
In this situation, I wouldn't be surprised if they give it to Kirby almost every play here. And they're going to motion.
Burn some clock.
They give it to Wilson.
They give it to Wilson, Sam Wilson, and he picks up about 5 yards on the carry.
That's another up-and-comer. That's another football family. I coached his brother in 7th grade. A lot of talent in that family, a lot of speed. That's the first time he touched the ball today. I'm surprised, but I think they used it kind of as using Kirby as a decoy and giving it to Wilson, and it worked that time.
And I was going to ask you, you still are doing some coaching with the DJFL.
I did coach the 7th grade. The next crop of Darien High School hopefuls. I tell you, DJFL it's a big part. And Coach Raffone, if you ask him, he'll tell you right now. DJFL is pretty much the feeder program. They learn a lot of the stuff that they'll learn at the high school, their plays, their offense, but also the pride and tradition of playing for a Darien High School program.
And they look forward to getting to this level and playing in this game as Wilson gets the call again.
I mean, I remember as a kid, I'd come into this field before the turf, before the lights, when New Canaan was putting us in misery on Thanksgiving. But I remember as a kid when I was about 10 years old saying, I can't wait to play in this game. It's going to be awesome. And like I said in the first half, the first time I went on the field my senior year against New Canaan, it was incredible. And so I'm telling you, with DJFL, playing New Canaan too is their mini Turkey Bowl, and they build it up like that, and they love it. New Canaan loves it too. It's just a great rivalry from DJFL, 3rd grade to your senior year of high school.
Well, this is certainly a Turkey Bowl of sorts between these two JV programs.
They're playing like it too. The score's close. It's coming down to the wire.
And they don't get it off in time.
Yep, and that hurts. That 3rd down too. They had 3rd and 3 there. It's going to bring it back. Gives the momentum to New Canaan here. If they get a stop here, that's big.
So a delay of game penalty for the Blue Wave.
So that's going to change the play. I think they were trying to run it there with Kirby again. Now they're probably going to try to throw it or just keep running it, pin New Canaan with a punt. Going tried to get the jump.
Trying to draw them off sides.
Switch the play here.
Here's Graham.
They got him.
Over the middle, nice
throw.
Catch, nice pass catch for Darien.
Big first down.
Inside the 25-yard line.
Now again, it's kind of like deja vu. Darien gets into the red zone, but they've struggled to really finish there. They're on the brink of scoring again. Let's see what they can do.
Austin Damel with the reception.
Big catch. He took a big hit, but he was able to hold on to it.
It certainly was. Darien picks up the first down.
Now got 5 minutes left. A little more desperation for New Canaan here. They need a stop here with the clock running.
Fresh set of downs for Darien.
Maybe establish the run here again with Kirby.
Trips right.
There you go.
There's Kirby, and he is met at the line of scrimmage.
That's Buck, right?
That is Buck. That is Kieran Buck, a name who we have called quite a bit this afternoon.
Bringing back nightmares.
Terrific defensive player for the Rams.
So now that they lost, they tried to establish the run there. Didn't happen. New Canaan knows they're going to probably try to throw it here, so New Canaan's ready for that. But this has happened before where New Canaan has stopped them on the run. Darien goes to throw the ball, and Darien is still successful. So New Canaan really needs to make a stop here defensively, make it 3rd and 11, get momentum on their side.
Graham rolls right, and it is picked off. It's picked off by number 24 of New Canaan. And that is Charlie Cunny, number 24. So a big defensive effort by the Rams late in this game, and it keeps their hopes alive with 4:11 remaining on the clock.
I mean, are you surprised that we're getting a game down to the wire?
I'll tell you, this has been a treat this afternoon, no doubt about it. under the lights here at Stadium Field.
Here's the problem now. New Canaan's got momentum, which is Darien's has got to make a stop here defensively, and if they do, pretty much the game there.
Here's Frank Rampant. Gives it to J.R. Moore, and he is caught in the
Big
backfield,
stop.
and a
There.
big stop by a swarm of Darien defenders.
So now that forces New Canaan to consider throwing the ball here. They've had some trouble throwing the ball, some great stops by the defensive backs on Darien. Let's see how they do it. Maybe they'll go down the middle. The slant has worked all day for them to number 16. Wouldn't be surprised if they go for him. I think he's on the far side here, on the trip side. Now, again, you always have the threat of Moore, which Darien knows. Number 13, he's been running great all game. They're using him as a receiver, too, so he's kind of the X factor here on the offense.
Trips right and a lone receiver to the left. Here's Rampant.
There you go.
Over
There's
the
the
middle,
slant.
complete, across midfield, inside the 35-yard line, and a big pickup on the play.
So it's the slant, and it's all it's worked with 16. They go to the slant, and it's worked.
And that was Steven Ronsky.
Wilson on the tackle, too. New Canaan's driving. Darien really needs to make a stop here. Maybe more pressure. When they've had New Canaan under pressure, New Canaan's quarterback has had some issues, so maybe send a few more, keep the defensive backs in man.
So the Rams offense on the move.
Nice
and
read.
a great defensive effort.
Oh, they're going to call face mask. They got Bothwell on a face mask.
Will Bothwell.
Made a great read to stop it.
He did.
But I guess he was a little too high there, grabbed on, and that's going to be a big penalty. Now the key here is you can kind of tell by Darien on the side, their body language is kind of not. I don't want to say negative, but they know they made a mistake there. But they're gonna have to move on, realize it's over, it happened. We need to make a stop here to keep this game in our favor.
So that hurts, that penalty. It tacks on 15 additional yards.
And they're going to give them the first down, too. So it's automatic first down. New set of downs. New Canaan's driving. But again, like we've noticed all game long, both teams have gotten down to around the 30-25, and then they've struggled. So, again, the defenses aren't playing well until they get close. So we'll see what happens this time.
We'll see. They have been stymied, both offenses inside the red zone. Here's Frank Rampant.
Watch 16 again. Maybe they'll go back to that slant on that big gain. Looks like they're bringing down the safety to kind of take away that slant, though. Darien.
Rampant out of the gun.
There's the slant.
Far side of the field,
nice
and
play
in and
by
out of the
Wilson.
hands of J.R. Moore. Sam Wilson on the coverage there.
It's funny because I coached his 7th grade brother. It's like seeing the same player. I'm seeing a lot of that
A
tonight.
lot of familiar names on both sides of the ball this afternoon.
Which is what's such a big part about the Darien program
Yep.
is you have these brothers watching their brothers play and say, oh wow, I want to be like that. And a great example is Dominica's family.
Yep.
They always have one coming.
Yep.
And they always get better and better.
Here's Frank Rampant out of the shotgun, near side of the field, incomplete.
That's going to bring up 3rd down and 10 with 2 minutes, 2:28 left. A lot of pressure on New Canaan here to get something. Now, it is a 2-point game, but again, as we've noticed with the issue with their special teams, I don't know if they're going to want to kick it. I don't know if they're going to trust their kicker here. I think they want to score here and again, put the pressure on Darien. Because Darien's kicking's been good today, so I don't know if New Canaan has the I don't think they're going to try to kick it here. They're going to try to get the ball in the end zone.
Here's Rampant. Rolls to his right.
Double coverage.
Downfield, and it is complete
That was good
inside the
good catch.
10-yard line. A terrific catch
Good defense, but just a better catch.
by Steven Ronsky, number 16. And he has had some really great catches this afternoon in this game.
Darien again, on their body language, hands on their hips. They got to move on from that, realize, all right, that play happened. We got to make a stop here. Let's go. Let's get a good defensive stop here. They've been able to do it all game long. It's got to do it again.
So first down at the 8-yard line, and the New Canaan Rams offense in business here on the doorstep with about 2 minutes left in this game. Here's Rampant out of the shotgun, gives it to
Nice
J.R.
play.
Moore, and he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
Now, it looks like New Canaan's going to trust their kicker. They're going to let the clock run with that running the ball there. The clock's going to keep running. Looks like they're going to have trust in their kicker if it gets down to 4th down. It's 2nd down. Darien does have timeouts. It'll be interesting how they use them.
Will Bothwell in on that tackle. He has played well this afternoon for Darien. So the clock is ticking. 2nd down here for the Rams.
Throw the ball.
Here's Rampin rolling to his right, and he gets it to Moore, and Moore is wrapped up just.
He's in bounds, though. Clock's going to keep running.
Yep, it'll keep running, and he gets it to about the 6-yard line.
I think Darien should call a timeout here. New Canaan's going to let it run down. I don't know how many timeouts Darien has. I think they have 3. They're going to let it happen. They're going to let it run, though.
So it's 3rd down.
With under a minute left now. We just hit the minute mark. It's keeping it interesting.
An entertaining JV football game, to say the least.
New Canaan might try to just center the ball here.
Here's Rampin. Rolls left, looking into the end zone, and that is a touchdown. So Rampin to number 6, and that's a touchdown for New Canaan.
So now looking ahead, though, smart on Darien's part to not have called a timeout. Now they keep their timeouts with 48 seconds left. Depending on what New Canaan goes for here, I would assume they're going to go for 2 here. If they go for 1, Darien would be able to win it just on a touchdown without an extra point. So New Canaan's going to go for 2 here. Try to make it a 6-point game. Darien has all 3 timeouts, I'm pretty sure, and they're going to try to march it down the field. New Canaan's kickoff has been a little iffy. We do remember that Kirby had that around 50-yard return. So this game's not over yet.
Luke Morton with the touchdown reception. They go for 2. They put it up there, and they get 2.
It's a 6-point game now.
So a offensive flurry here late in the game by the New Canaan Rams, and they go up 20-14. Rampin to Luke Morton on the pass catch for the touchdown, and then they go for 2, and they get it.
Yep.
So Darien will have under a minute left to try to get some points on the scoreboard here.
With their timeouts, though, and with a pretty good passing attack. It's been effective today.
Still plenty of time here for the Blue Wave to get something done.
Again, don't count out, though, the kickoff. Maybe they're going to try to kick it away from Kirby if they have that ability to. But we do remember that Kirby had that big return. That's going to be key here. If he can get the ball out to the 30 or the 40, that really changes everything.
Well, Britton, I know. Well, I guess
you
did. I guess I was going to say that. I
Yeah.
guess you did expect this, but this has been entertaining this afternoon from Stadium Field between these 2 arch rivals. JV football here at its finest. Darien, New Canaan, 20-14 with 48 seconds left. The Rams will kick off, and I believe that's Michael Minikis and Will Kirby back to receive.
Both are dangerous. You give it to a Minikis, you're risking something. You give it to Kirby, and he's coming downhill, you're risking another thing. Maybe they go short here. Maybe they squib it again.
So here we go.
Yep.
And they do squib it.
Gotta communicate
and
there.
And Minikis takes it the 20-yard line, and he gets it out to about the 36.
That's not bad. They'll take that. That's good field position to start. With 45 seconds left now, it's 3 seconds. The squib was a good idea on New Canaan's part.
So a fired-up New Canaan defense comes out onto the field.
Now, being fired up isn't always the best thing because you can make mental mistakes. So I think New Canaan's got to calm down a bit, realize, all right, this one's not over. Let's not make any mistakes here. Darien, on the other hand, is calm, composed. Peter Graham's been playing a great game so far, a quarterback in the second half. He's got a great set of receivers. Let's see what they can do with this.
Darien does have weapons on offense.
Now they're going to drop Kirby from the they're going to go empty here. They're going to keep Graham out there alone. Passing situation, of course.
Empty backfield, Graham. And he is brought down behind the line of scrimmage in the backfield.
Probably going to have to burn a timeout, yep.
Big defensive effort there by Christian Sibbett, number 32. So he comes off the end and gets to Graham.
Puts it at about 2nd and 15. 35, so that took 10 seconds off the clock. Timeout was necessary because the clock would have kept running. They would have to call something. Leaves them, I think, 2 timeouts now.
All right, Coach Barthold, if you're down on the field and coaching this Darien team,
I'm thinking again. You stick with that empty set. I think you got to get the ball out quick. You got to get it near the sideline. You want to save your timeouts until you're down into New Canaan's territory. I think they probably try to get. They don't try to get the first down and they don't take a shot, but they're going to try to keep it out of bounds, about a 10-yard gain on a sideline route, an out route, or maybe run it. Look how deep New Canaan's playing. They can hit him on a short route, get a quick gain there too.
And try to get out of bounds.
Exactly. New Canaan's playing very deep here, so.
Ball on the 29-yard line. Graham out of the shotgun.
So they bring Kirby back for extra protection.
Looking downfield. He goes downfield. He's got Kornakia.
And he picked it. Yeah, the tip.
And it's picked off. And it's taken inside the 20-yard line. Flag on the play. Returns it into the end zone for 6.
The touchdown is not going to stand. That's not necessary. That was
and another flag.
Yep. So the touchdown's not going to stand. They got a block in the back of New Canaan, but you also got the unsportsmanlike Darien there for the late hit. That's just emotions taking over, but still inexcusable there.
The interception by Jack DiFrancesco of New Canaan off the tip. So, little extracurricular there. And we've got all kinds of yellow flags.
Yeah, so we had the block in the back on New Canaan on the return. And then after New Canaan scored, you had Darien come in and let their emotions take over and hit him late. I've been there before. You just got to play that smart. No, you can't make those dumb decisions. But that happens in football. So the touchdown's not going to count due to the block in the back. But New Canaan's going to get 15 yards. It doesn't really matter at this point because Darien doesn't have enough time and enough timeouts. All I know is it's going to stay as a 6-point game most likely.
Yeah, it's New Canaan's ball with 19 seconds left, and they are up. We know they're up 6.
Well fought on both sides, though. And both offenses did great. Peter Graham played a great game for Darien. New Canaan just came out at the end there and had that big play in the red zone. As we've discussed, it should have been a higher scoring game, but red zone defense played a huge part in it. And overall, another classic Darien New Canaan game.
Red zone defense big throughout this game. Neither team could really get anything done when they got in that red zone.
So they're going to back it up there. I'm kind of trying to think here how they're doing this.
So they back it up all the way to the 40-yard line.
New Canaan's 40-yard line. The back occurred at the 20. So I feel like they would have done it from there. But you also have to add in the unsportsmanlike conduct. I guess they're just going to spot it because they know the game is pretty much done with. New Canaan's going to in a victory formation, end it here. They're going to send the guy back just in case of a fumble. Still a great game overall, both teams.
Was a very entertaining game this afternoon. Much of it played under these brand new lights here at Stadium Field, and that will pretty much do it here as New Canaan beats Darien 20-14 in this JV football game as the teams line up at midfield for the handshake. Of course, the varsity programs will have at it in their Turkey Bowl on Thanksgiving Day at Boyle Stadium in Stamford. And Britton Barthold, what an entertaining game between these two programs.
Never disappoints, these games. And again, for Darien, it's tough to lose, but it lights a fire for next year, especially when most of these guys are going to be playing at the varsity level. It also lights a fire them up to the actual Turkey Bowl to work hard in practice, to help their varsity teammates get prepared for New Canaan. It stings, but there's bright sides out of it. Still an incredible game. Both teams should be proud of that. Again, a lot of pride in this rivalry, and both teams showed it tonight.
Britton, we're going to try to get you on again for this freshman game coming up on Thursday.
All right, we'll see. Yeah, it's a lot of fun in the booth.
Absolutely. Excellent job from you. A lot of fun this afternoon. Again, New Canaan rather, beats Darien 20-14 in this junior varsity football game. A great production crew for DAF Media. Couldn't have done it without him. As always, Ethan Haas, Brendan Ross, who you heard from at halftime, and Connor Darby, Jack Roberson on camera. For Britton Barthold, I am Damian Andrew, and this has been a production of the Darien Athletic Foundation. Once again, New Canaan beats Darien 20-14. Have a great night, everybody.